When I talked about stress, I mentioned that it was an elephant in the room, and so is lack of sleep. When I talk to people in the groups, I'd say that probably 80–90% of people don't sleep very well. And if anybody didn't sleep very well, they'd feel pretty rubbish the next day. And the experience for a lot of people is that they don't sleep very well for a very long time. So understandably, they're possibly going to feel quite rubbish a lot of the time. Improving sleep is important, and it's also important to understand that usually lack of sleep isn't part of your condition. It is for some, but for the majority of people, I believe that we can really do important things to improve sleep. There's an area called sleep hygiene, which is basically the rules for improving sleep. That means going to bed and getting up at the same time, not drinking an espresso in the middle of the night, getting out in the day so your body knows it's time to sleep at night. But the key thing to understand is that sleep and stress are the opposites of each other. So if you're stressed, it's unlikely you're going to sleep very easily. And what happens for a lot of people is they wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and then start to turn things over, get stressed, and then that wakes them up. The problem is that often then we stay in bed and try to sleep even though our mind's racing. So one of the most helpful and surprising tips in improving sleep is if you can't sleep, get up. Don't get up and do the housework. Get up and be a zombie for a little bit, and it's almost like pressing a reset button. You do things to take your mind away from worrying about not sleeping or trying to solve a problem, and then after a bit, you go back to bed. That's probably the most radical and important thing to talk about with sleep. The other one is to learn some relaxation techniques so that you can help yourself to sleep. One thing you can do is to play them. I'm going to sound old-fashioned here and say play a CD, put something on a Walkman, but you know what I mean. Play a relaxation that works for you, or do one in your own head. Hopefully there'll be some relaxations connected with this film, so that would be worth finding, because if you can't sleep at night, start practicing relaxation. Sometimes you might think it's not working now, but with time it definitely does. Another one that's worth mentioning is a lot of people drink a lot of caffeine, and it's one of the simplest things you can do to improve sleep. One lady I worked with said, "This course is rubbish, I'm still not sleeping and I'm still in a lot of pain." When I spoke to her, she said she drank 25 cups of coffee a day. I said, "If you reduce your coffee, you'll improve your sleep." She said, "If I do that, I'll eat my hat." A couple of weeks later, she said, "Phil, I'm going to have to eat my hat," because she reduced her coffee and she improved her sleep. So again, that's a very simple thing to do, but if you drink a lot of coffee, it revs you up, it's going to be hard to sleep at night. For help with sleep, and for that matter, any kind of relaxation, you can find resources on painassociation.com.